Well, it's been a while, so good morning again, Daniel Valdez again. Pleasure and honor to talk to you. Um, yeah, you take a little time off for a couple of reasons. One, work's been very busy. Two, when you record something 2 weeks ago and it's pretty decent and you're kind of proud of it, and then you hit the stop button and you realize that your timer still says all zeros. It's like, well, I guess I need to take a little more time off, I guess. Maybe, I guess. So that's why I've been gone. It's been a little busy at work. Plus, I tried to record something 2 weeks ago, and for some reason, I thought I hit the record button. I did not. And, yeah, so I guess my brain needed a little bit more rest than it already needed. All right, so let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about where are my damn lists for the BOA contests, because I think that's the only thing we're kind of aching for stuff right now, because a lot is still up in the air, sort of. So why aren't the lists out? And I trust me, I'm very self-aware that this concern over the lists, this concern over the who's going where and who's not, the concern is shared by myself and maybe 50 other people in the world. Everyone else is just like, cool, whatever. But you know what? I care about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Where are the lists? Where are the damn lists? All right, there's two main reasons why the lists aren't really out yet, at least what I think. And I'm probably right, or I may be really wrong, I've been wrong before. So, BOA lists, like, where are they? How come they're not out yet? They're usually out by March, and they're usually out by April, and it's the middle of May, I think. I forgot what today is. And they're not out yet. Why aren't they out yet? Well, let's go over a couple of reasons. Number one, there's a lot on the line this season in terms of business, in terms of money, in terms of business relationships between marching organizations, Music for All and Music for All Bands of America, and the almost said companies, band programs that go to their events. They want to make sure everything's good. So they're in constant contact with band programs, trying to make sure that they're okay. What's the fundraising situation looking like? What's this look like? That's how you build good business relationships. You don't just, hey, where's the check? And that's it. No, you got to show concern. You got to show empathy. You got to, really show that you care about these people. So, number one, we got to get the season right. We didn't have a season last year. We didn't have a BOA season last year. They tried their best to try to get it done, and it just wasn't going to work out. There were just too many variables. We didn't really know what we were dealing with. Venues they weren't really up to hosting big events like this, so last season just wasn't going to happen. Now that we have vaccines, now that we have a better understanding, a greater understanding of what we're dealing with the whole COVID-19 thing, now we can kind of plan 2021. Now, before anybody starts freaking out, are we going to have a season? Yes, you're going to have a season. Yes, there's going to be a BOA contest. Yes, there's going to be trophies and medals, because I know that's what we all want. I'm being sarcastic. I know that we're going to have contests, there's going to be numbers, and there's going to be placements, and we're going to argue over that stuff. All that stuff's coming back in a couple of months, I promise. That stuff's coming back. Now, we still got to make sure the business works. So, they're really taking, and I get this feeling that Music for All is really taking their time to make sure that venues are secure, how many people are going to be allowed in the stadium, because not everything is Texas. Not everything is, hey, open everything up, we're all good, just no mask, do whatever you want. Not every venue is like that. Not just in the state of Texas, but outside of the state. Yes, there is a marching band scene outside of the state of Texas, believe it or not. So, you got to really plan on, like, okay, what's the contingency? What's the plan for the Maryland show? What's the plan for the shows in Georgia or Florida or wherever? What are the plans for that? What are the plans in Utah? Whatever. And what type of training needs to be done in order to handle those protocols, if there's going to be protocols and whatnot. So you got to really take your time on that sort of stuff. Remember, Summer Symposium's canceled for Music for All. They're not having that this year. So they can devote that time to really making sure that the fall 2021 season kicks off properly. And you'll notice you can't buy tickets for that stuff yet, which makes perfect sense, because we don't know how many tickets you're going to be able to sell for those events because of protocols and whatnot. Yes, I know there's vaccines. Yes, I know your small child can take the vaccine. Yes, I know they're readily available anywhere. I'm pretty sure you could go to a Sonic drive-in and get the vaccine. Of course, it'd be Johnson & Johnson, whatever. So, that's one thing we got to deal with. We got to really take our time. We got to really make sure that this season gets off to a great start, and we take care of everybody, regardless of what the protocols may or may not be. And you got to draft that stuff up too. You got to have a plan where everything's back to normal, everything's good. You got to have a plan where, hey, there are some protocols in some states but not others, and then you got to train people how to do that and be well versed in it and all sorts of stuff. And that stuff is changing daily. It's always changing. I mean, just a couple of days ago, we were told by people, hey, you got to wear your mask. Now all of a sudden, hey, if you're vaccinated, you're good to go. Have fun, enjoy your life. So that's what Music for All, and that's what the Bands of America is dealing with right now. Here's number 2, inconvenient truth here. And no, I'm not talking about the environment or Al Gore or anything like that. I wouldn't put it past any districts to still put travel restrictions on programs this fall in 2021. And there are a couple of districts that have done that already, whether it's no out-of-state contests or no overnight trips. Now, of course, for the UIL thing, I think that's probably your exception, since let's say 5A and 6A state are 2 days. You got to perform on a Monday, and then you do well enough, you go perform on a Tuesday. Obviously, there'll be an exception for that, because everybody in the district, all the superintendents, all the people that wear suits that never go to your contests, they all know UIL. They all know that. So you go to UIL and they're like, hey, well, there's a district policy that says no overnight trips, no exceptions. And you go, hey, we made state UIL. You made state? Holy crap. Here's the district credit card. Go nuts, kids. Have fun at the Grand Hyatt. Try the omelet station. It's great. I still think districts are going to put travel restrictions down. Now, most of it's going to be kind of extreme, like, hey, don't go out of state. I don't think you're going to see very many programs be restricted by an overnight travel thing, but then again, that can change. Remember, up until last week, you had to be 16 or over to get a vaccine, which basically meant all of your freshmen and most of your sophomores were not eligible for a vaccine like a week or two ago. So now the district had rules and they had to make plans and all that stuff. Now we're saying, okay, now basically everybody in your band program can go get vaccinated if they want to. Now, you cannot assume that everybody in a band program is going to take the vaccine, whether it is their personal choice, whether they choose to or not, or whether their parents will allow them to get it or not, for their own reasons. And you're like, why are you mentioning this? Well, it's very simple. You don't want to put out these lists of everybody that's signed up for this stuff and then have to take 5 or 10 programs off of it because, oh, well, we can't do overnight trips or we can't do out-of-state trips or anything like that. It wouldn't be a good look to put those lists up and then 2 weeks later you got to update everything, or a month later you got to update everything. Oh, look, there's 5 programs missing. Well, why are they? Then you got people talking. Why are these programs missing? Well, the district said they didn't want to do overnight trips because they said it's not safe. Well, maybe I need to. And then And then it gets out of hand at that point. And it's just not a good look. You want those lists to be nice and fluffy and full, which they will be for the Texas contests, because we're ravenous savages when it comes to Texas marching band, when it comes to marching band activity. We want our contest large and big and in the biggest stadiums with the biggest thing of nachos and coolers full of Bush's chicken tenderolls that we can find. And I can't wait to have those at the stadiums. So those are the couple of reasons why you're not seeing those lists yet. There's still a lot to get done before we can. That's like, I imagine that's very low on the list of things to do at MFA headquarters. So maybe let's not throw bricks at the windows yet. We don't necessarily need to do that. Now keep in mind, you go on the website, the adjudication handbook, like the 2021 adjudication handbook, which you can easily go find online, and you can, like, literally, I have a copy of it saved on my computer, on my phone, just to have for reference, just so I can just have it up there, and you know, because it's free. I think, was it like DCI? Like, DCI doesn't even like let you sell, like, you have to buy it from DCI. You have to buy the rule book from DCI. Go to hell. So, they still got to rewrite it for 2021, because there are a couple of rules, or a couple of changes that were supposed to be implemented in 2020 that I imagine are going to be carried over to 2021. Obviously, 2020 we didn't have a season, so therefore we didn't get to test out the 12 bands at a regular regional for Bands of America. It went from 10 to 12. There's free tickets for band programs who don't make finals, who want to come and watch the events and stuff like that. And we'll go over that stuff when the time is appropriate. But that stuff still has to get written, and still has to be integrated in there into the rule book. If there's any additional changes that they need to make, they need to put that in writing, and there's just a lot to get done within the next couple of months. So don't fret it. Don't worry about it. I get it. We want something to talk about. We want to be able to, you know, we want something to chew on, I guess you could say. You know, but I mean, hey, there's band videos out. Everybody's releasing their shows, and the only thing we know how to do is to, you know, take the video and just go, hey, oh, look, championship. Oh, they released a trailer for their band video. Up at the 2021 show, championship. They released a logo. Oh, they're going to win everything. Like, we know what we're talking about. I mean, I do, but so, and you got programs they're starting to get their music. That they're programs that are going to start getting, you know, a little bit more insight on what their show's going to be, and costuming and all that fun stuff. I know there's a little bit of concern from a couple of people that have reached out to me and saying, "Hey, we're not working on our fall 2021 music." It's like, chill out. You still got school to get through. You still have concerts. You still have. I mean, there's still some programs that are playing like actual music for their final concert. I remember my final concert. We didn't play, like, we played like the original piece from like the next year's marching show, like the actual concert piece that it was based on. And then after that, we played just like a bunch of fun pieces. But that's not the case anymore. There are a lot of prominent programs out there that are like, no, we're basically putting on a UIL contest in May. And it's really, really interesting to see how well they do at the end of the year. Because I know kids are just like super out of it. They're like, I gotta get out of here. If you're a senior, you're trying to go get on with the rest of your life and move far, far away from your parents. And if you're a freshman, sophomore, or junior, you're like, you know, you're ready to take some time off. So those are a couple of reasons why you don't see the list yet. Don't worry. They'll come out when they need to come out. It's not a big deal. No, the season's not going to get canceled or anything like that. We're going to still have the trophies. We'll still have the medals. We're still going to have all that stuff. And we'll finally get back to what this activity is really all about, which is complaining about placements, of course. Of course. Don't worry. That's all coming back in due time. I promise it's coming back in due time. I'm being sarcastic, of course. So don't worry about it. We'll get those lists out. And besides, you can go look at the other program schedules and go try to figure out lists and stuff like that. I'm sure there's lists running around over the internet and stuff like that. Which, if I if I ever if I was ever a band director, I would put fake contests on my schedules for the public to see, and then for my band parents, I'd be like, no, this is the actual schedule. Like, wow, I didn't know there was a BOA contest in Nebraska. Sorry, Nebraska. Yeah, I'm done here. Thanks for listening. We'll get those lists out. Don't worry, they're coming out. We've had a couple of people reach out about contests, like where Texas bands people are going and what events are we going to cover and what's going to happen with that sort of stuff. We will make announcements later on in the year about what we're going to be doing and how we'll be doing it and stuff like that. I think you'll enjoy it. We'll see. Of course, it's a year-to-year thing. We got to work out all sorts of stuff and whatnot. So don't worry. We'll get back to you on that real soon. I'm done here. I'm going to talk to you all next time. It is time to eat breakfast, and it looks like rain outside, so I'm going to go protect myself from the rain. Y'all take care of yourself. Keep staying healthy. Keep staying positive, and I hope you all are well. Good to talk to y'all again. Talk to you soon. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.